Welcome back to another 20 minutes of Sheffield Wednesday chat. Coming up on this week's episode, we're still waiting for Chansiri Out, but we're also celebrating 10 years of Barry Bannan. We're looking ahead to Grimsby in the Cup, looking back on Swansea. Some people are asking for Pedersen to play the younger squad. Can you believe it? And also we're talking about people buying pints and food in the ground. Why is that still happening? And is it okay for us to have a go at people that are doing that? Delighted to have back Louis and Tom back with us, and many of you will know from many areas, Jez always has a great view on Sheffield Wednesday. Welcome, Jez Ward, to Where Owls Walk. How are you, Jez?
I'm all right. I'm good, thank you. After the disappointing Monday, but yeah,
we'll get into lots of that. We're recording this just as the transfer window has just slammed shut, so we'll also get the panel's view on what's gone on there. But we've got to start with, of course, the biggest celebration of all this week. We have to mark the occasion, Tom. 10 years of, in my view, one of the most standout players for Sheffield Wednesday, probably of all, coming close to all time. Can you sum up in words what this man has given to this club?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, build a statue, but I don't think he's. It's a shame for him that he's played in kind of such poor teams throughout his years. I know that he could have actually gone to the Premier League through Brentford, and he actually stayed down in League One with us. And you saw when we played Wrexham, he was the best player on the pitch at 35. So yeah, with the little experience we've got this season, he's just a standout player. And he's a proper legend for us to not leave when he could have. It's loyalty that you don't really see too often nowadays.
Yeah, Jez, you've been supporting Wednesday all your life, so you've seen a few more legends, perhaps it's fair to say, than these two have. Where does Bannan rank for you in the all-time Wednesday greats?
In terms of a player, he's up there. I wouldn't say he's the best I've seen over the umpteen decades I've watched Wednesday. But as somebody who's so loyalty to the club and what he says and what he stands for, you can't argue with it. I think he'd fit into the best 11, but but as I say, what he's said, what he's done, what he's signed up to, and what he's continued to do since he signed that new contract, you can't argue with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right then, lots to digest since we last spoke. Then, Louis, you were solo last week. We were talking about the Leeds game last week. Who saw that one coming as a result, eh? I tell you what, our Leeds fans didn't see that coming at all. What a result, eh?
Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it? Totally didn't expect to see it happen. But we'll take it.
Who impressed for you in that game, Louis? I know we had
it was
the average age of the squad massively dropped.
Well, it got us. Obviously, everyone impressed with the result and how young the squad was. But I think coming off the bench, obviously, Will Granger showed that was his first appearance. He was quite good for me. Obviously, there were Ernie Weaver, another youngster coming on, showed us, played really, really well.
Yeah. And on the back of that, Tom, we've had people like Dan here saying, I'd like to see Pedersen give the younger ones, I think can't get much younger in some positions, but more of a chance because some of the pros are looking tired already. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to have much choice in the next few weeks, I assume, because as the deadline days just passed, we haven't signed anyone. And yeah, I think I kind of get what they mean because the lack of pre-season has meant that everyone just looks a bit off it, a bit tired. But yeah, I mean, we have to give the youth a chance because we have nothing else to play. If you see the bench, it's just filled with kids, basically. So yeah, I think he's already doing it, but he's going to have to keep doing it because we don't have any depth in that whole squad.
No one's criticising Pedersen so far, Jez, and crikey, what a job he's doing given his budget. There was some criticism in the Swansea game for him from some fans about how he managed the game. Do you subscribe to that?
A little bit, but you can look at the substitutions he made, and there was kind of a delay on every substitution, and it didn't seem to affect the game that much. But as they've said, your hands are tied. You haven't got a great deal that's going to affect the top half of the pitch, is where the issues are. And when you're playing as an 11 that's going to be there all the time, mentally it's draining all the time. You've got to be at it.
We just lost you for there, Jez.
100%.
We just lost you for a second, but
and it's probably the worst position so far.
Okay. Jez, one of the other criticisms, which I feel bad going through these criticisms, Louis, because look, the players can't be doing very much. You haven't got many options. But Will says, we'll resume Hovar's standard coverage. Another game, I don't think there was a successful ball caught anything to his left and right. It's just going to go in when it's a big international break. But not his finest game.
No, I mean, we're in a bit of a difficult position, and he's been put in a difficult position himself with Pierce Charles being out and things. But he's only been here a week or so, and he's getting criticised like that. I don't really think it's fair, but there's not much he can really do about it. I suppose he's not been the greatest, not put the greatest performances in, apart from obviously Leeds. But there's not really much we can do about it. He's stepped up when he's been asked for, and he's seems like he's trying his best. I suppose
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't an isolated tweet either. There's lots of other fans jumping on his back, which I just I get it. I can't have a go at Wednesday fans because of what you're going through. Right, let's sum up where we are then, Tom. There seems to be a bit of fraction going on the concourses at the moment, and we've got people now taking pictures of people having pints and standing in queues. JP here says it's just not going to end, is it? Some people just can't help themselves. Really that desperate to spend in the ground. Got people there standing with pints and having with their kids buying pies and pasties. First of all, it's not right, is it, to first of all take pictures of people that are spending money and then post them on social media? Have we just gone a bit too far there? Or
I'm totally against spending money at the ground. I think most people are. It's just your line in his pockets. But I think taking pictures of random people maybe crosses the line a bit. But I think especially when they were kids, I get that it's kind of hard if a kid's been there all game and they want to drink. But I think the easiest way we're going to do it is just boycott the game itself. If you're not actually there, you're not going to spend any money. And I think it's the only way he's going to go is if we really hurt his pocket. And I know that people are talking about not just boycotting, but storming the pitch and things like this. But I think that's what it's going to take, not just not buying pints.
Yeah, there was a group getting behind when Reading did it, Jez, and I think there's been the Reading fans. One of the pictures have been shared widely on social media this week about, look, this is the next thing we need to do in the next home game. Are you behind action like that or not?
Probably when I was a bit younger, maybe, yeah. But there's a lot said about it. I mean, my daughter's 12. She's a season ticket holder. I've explained it all to her. She understands, so we don't spend a penny. But what's the key is that it's not the people that are spending. It's dropped, like Stoke City's 80% less revenue. Yeah, we might have got 20%, but 20% don't pay the bills.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been able today to be able to justify the next 12 months. That's why we've not signed anybody. So everything's happening for a reason, and it's working. You know, Leeds, we've got 7,000. They bought 3,500, what it is. But you know, these kind of things all add up. Somebody buying a pint. I mean, it was empty on the grandstand on Saturday. Not many at all. So it all happens, and you make a choice. And my choice is not to go pound in the ground. So that's what it is. Yeah. I think it's individual, really.
Yeah. Here to that. Where are we? Any of you with John Textor? And I'm hearing all kinds of ideas that he's might be trying as a light. Is there any glimmer of light at the end of any tunnel that any of you are hearing?
I mean, I have a mate who's a Lyon fan, a French guy, and he told me to stay clear of Textor at all costs. But I don't think he knows how bad Chansiri is. So at the moment, I'll take him just to kind of get through. But I mean, the dream scenario will be someone, better than him. But if we're not even going to pay players, at least that's a start these days.
I mean, I nearly didn't show this message, but we'll put it out there anyway. See what you think of it. Rich says, if everyone moaning about Chansiri on here put as much effort into moaning in the stadium, it might actually have some effect. It was absolutely pathetic again inside that stadium today in relation to, of course, the Swansea game. Louis, does there come a point where we need to channel all our negativity into some positivity? Because in these games, you've not been battered. Like some people expected you to be. You could have beaten Wrexham had that game gone another 10 minutes, in my view. You put Leeds to the sword. I mean, Swansea, it was a pretty even game until the first goal. Do you think this post has got a point?
I think to some aspect, probably he does, but it's been quite surprising on the pitch with what Pedersen's been able to do. You know, Wrexham coming back from 2-0 down, beating Leeds in the cup. He's had some sort of results. He's doing well in what he's got, but I think there's so much negativity as well with the club that you just have to protest in the ways you can, and I think that's the issue at the club, getting Chansiri out and getting that message across.
Yeah, I mean, Jez, I'll ask you if you don't mind again, because you've been there for many years.
Yeah.
This must hurt you like nothing you've seen before, to see the slow funeral march of your club potentially to League One and maybe not into existence. I mean, can you sum it up how it feels?
It's not been a slow decline. I mean, there's not been paying the bills for a while, you know. But the actual decline and what's it been, 130 odd days or something ridiculous that it's all happened. I think it's heartbreaking because, you know, you think about all the times I've had and the people I've been with and the things that used to do, and, you know, looking back to when we had a programme on called Steel City Blues, which was in the 82 promotion season, and when Salen scored his penalty, I'm sat on a concrete pillar on the old uncovered cop as a 9-year-old or something like that. So it hurts. It really does hurt, but it's all down to one person. And you know, do we want to go more aggressively? Hillsborough on Saturday was quiet for a bit, but Hillsborough's been quiet for quite a while. It's not been the same, and unfortunately, we do seem to have the people that go in seem to be those that are a bit more happy to go along with what's going off, and that might be just where I'm sat, but. Yeah, it's difficult to see. It's just a lethargic feeling about it. But then what you're going to expect is battered us mentally. And, it just feels so hard to go, but you've got to go because it's your team.
Yeah. It's absolutely scandalous. And you do think with the new football government body coming in, whether they'd have been here before this, Tom, that they've had more powers to do something, and it may be this talk of them getting retrospective powers perhaps in order to try and sort this out. I don't know if you've heard the same.
Yeah, I think the retrospective one is the kind of interesting point, because I think Chansiri might have actually passed the initial fit and proper test because he was able to pay quite large amounts for the first few years. So it's more not that they can stop someone buying a club, it's once they have, is getting rid of them, which hopefully they should be able to do. But again, we're probably waiting until January, maybe, to even get that kind of done. So we're looking at a very tough season until the new year.
Yeah. You can still take solace, though, Lewis, by looking at the bottom of the table, can't you?
Very good side, yeah. Not used to seeing, didn't expect to be seeing that either. It's nice to see.
Yeah. No sympathy at all.
Mind the gap.
To be fair, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they've signed another 3 or 4 players today. All they have to do is change a manager in United's eyes, but the system might work. We are where we are, and we're not going to move. So, we've got to think about ourselves a bit more.
Absolutely appalling. It's weird to see Danny Roll on the list of potential. Especially that's just, my goodness, that would just finish some Wednesday fans off, wouldn't it? if that happened. Right then, Bristol City up next. Then Jez. They've had a decent start to the season. Usually I'd ask for predictions at this point, but I suppose it's getting to the point with tactically, new faces? Does he need to just change anything slightly, be a little bit more
I think
go for it in some games?
no, I think we have to play in periods of the matches. I think because of again we're not able to have the people that can make an effect. So we have to pick our times to, we can't go all out attack because we have to make sure that we've got enough energy reserve for later on in the game. I would have thought they've given them 4.5 days off. I think they'll have a mini pre-season, which will be tactical based as well. And then hopefully we'll have a fitter performance, which then creates a better performance. I'm not going to say we're winning, but there may be a bit more because there'll be more energy about it. They'll have more idea of a pattern. And you might find that you might play some of the youngers, integrate them slowly. So John Thornton might play instead of Fazeri or, that kind of stuff. But also in 2 weeks' time on Wednesday, we could have another 4 injuries. Somebody could go on holiday and slip up,
Loving the positivity.
Well,
Finally, Tom.
laugh,
Finally, Tom, you could have been playing Manchester United, of course, in the next round of the Cup, but it's Grimsby instead. I mean, as a tie, genuinely, would you prefer United or Grimsby?
Yeah, I mean, we probably would have had a better chance against United after watching them against Grimsby. I mean, they were shocking, but yeah, I mean, it's not a glamour tie. I think someone put in the last 10 years, we've had maybe Everton away, and that was during COVID. I think so. Yeah, it was just we haven't had many good draws, but you kind of hope for that. You either want a big team or you just want the kind of lowest team you can get. But we're going to play the kids either way. So they did it against Leeds, against better opposition. So I think we have a good chance to go through, which is, maybe a little cup run is something we can enjoy for the next few weeks.
We won 3-0 today.
Oh.
The Sunderland's have won 3-0. So
get them in, and that was a decent Leeds side as well, wasn't it? Let's not have it right. It's that was not a Leeds second.
It was like £100 million squad they put out.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin and his penalty that went down well.
It's still going down. It's somewhere, I don't know, but
Brilliant. Right, thank you very much, you three. Glad you're still all smiling about it, and thank you very much, of course, for watching. Drop us a quick subscribe and a quick like as well. That'd be absolutely massive. We'll give you obviously next week off to not talk about after, but watch England as well. There you are. You can bore yourself rigid watching that. And we'll see you after Bristol City have visited in 2 weeks' time. Thank you very much. Keep smiling.
Yeah.